Alrighty, folks, you know I'm feeling great on a Tuesday morning because we're now 4-0 in our last four Gold Club tier package plays on my premium page. We had the Grizzlies plus 2.5 yesterday. They covered the number by a measly half point. Hey, listen, sometimes better lucky than good. But anyway, the good news is I've got another Gold Club tier package play going off here for you this evening. And before we get started here, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to my college basketball free pick video here today for Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. Happy Tuesday to you. Hopefully you had a great start to this new week. And of course, if you're joining me for the first time here today, my name is Brock Page. I've been dishing out free sports picks on social media since 2016. And once again, folks, we are 4-0 in our last four Gold Club tier package plays on my premium page. And if you sign up for that full access, all-inclusive Gold Club membership, you're going to get access to that package every single day for the next 30 days. It gives you access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day during that time frame. And with that, folks, let's go ahead and get started. College basketball, nobody watches NBA anymore. Certainly my NBA video view count certainly proves that. Nobody watches my NBA videos. That used to be my best sport. We used to get a ton of views on those videos. Nobody's watching it anymore. It's just not a great product. Too many guys sitting, too many guys injured. So let's go ahead and talk about some college basketball. Villanova, wow, so excited. Can't even get it out. Let's try that again. Villanova, Xavier, 6:30 Eastern tip-off. Xavier's minus 2.5. Total's 145 and a hook. Now, Xavier's 10-7 on the year, 8-2 on their home court. They've also covered in 6 out of their last 8 games. Covers against the likes of Marquette, UConn, and Cincinnati. And when it comes to defensive play, the Musketeers are allowing only 69 points a game. Now, Villanova failed to cover recently against the likes of St. John's, Creighton, and Fairleigh Dickinson. They're also having a tough time getting to the foul line. They currently rank 332nd in free throw attempts per game. Now, total-wise, oddly enough, Nova went 6-3 to the over in their last 9. Meanwhile, Xavier saw 5 out of their last 9 get over the line themselves. I like Xavier minus 2.5 over 145 and a hook. Next matchup, Louisville taking on Syracuse, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Louisville's minus 8.5, totals 152. And even though the Cards have been red hot at the moment, they've been incredibly inaccurate shooting the long ball. These guys are making just 30% of their attempts from three land. They rank 320 in that category. They're taking on a Syracuse team on the other side who won their last 2 straight. They held their opponents to just 63 points a game during that stretch. When it comes to offensive production, Syracuse averages 76 points a game. Now, total-wise, the Orange saw overs in 3 out of their last 4. Louisville saw overs recently against the likes of Pitt, Florida State, and Kentucky. I like Syracuse plus 8.5 over 152. Next game, Mississippi State taking on Auburn, 7 o'clock East. Auburn's minus 7, totals 149. Now the Tigers are 15-1 overall, 63% against the point spread. The Tigers are also on an 8-game winning streak. They're 8th in the country in points per game. They're facing a Mississippi State team who's coming fresh off a loss to Kentucky, where they allowed 95 total points. Now, the Bulldogs also failed to cover more recently against the likes of Bethune-Cookman, McNeese State, and Prairie View. Now, total-wise, 6 out of Mississippi State's last 9 did fall under the line. Meanwhile, Auburn saw unders recently against the likes of South Carolina, Missouri, and Ohio State. Give me Auburn minus 7, under 149. Next ball game, Ole Miss taking on Alabama, 7 o'clock Eastern start. Alabama's minus 12, totals 164. Now, both teams are 14-2 on the year. Ole Miss is actually 11-5 against the point spread. Now, the Rebels are coming fresh off victories against the likes of LSU, Arkansas, and Georgia. When it comes to defensive play, well, the Rebels are currently 22nd in the country in field goals allowed per game. Dre Davis has the most blocks, Sean Padula with the most steals. And they're facing a Bama squad who shoots just 32% from three-land, 69% from the stripe. I like Ole Miss plus 12, under 164. All right, next game. Texas A&M taking on Kentucky, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Kentucky's minus 5.5, totals 160. The Wildcats are 13-3 overall, winners of 6 out of their last 8. Kentucky's limiting their opponents to just 28% shooting from three-land. They're in the top 20 in the nation in that category. They're facing an Aggie team who definitely does not shoot it well from long range. These guys are 312th in the nation in offensive three-point percentage. They're also having problems with blocked shots. They're in the bottom 10 in blocked shots per game. Give me Kentucky minus 5.5, under 160. Next game, little Big Ten action here. Illinois taking on Indiana, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Illinois is minus 3.5, totals 158. Illinois is 12-4 overall. Indiana's 13-4. When it comes to defensive play, the Hoosiers limit their opponents to just 30% shooting from beyond the arc. The Illini is currently 16th in the country in defensive field goal percentage themselves. When it comes to the total, Illinois saw unders recently against the likes of Penn State, Tennessee, and Northwestern, while Indiana went 6-3 to the under in their last 9. Now, when it comes to selecting a winner in this one, this game is being featured as my chairman package pick on my premium page. But as far as making a free play is concerned, I like the under 158. Next game, Texas Tech, Kansas State, 9 o'clock Eastern start. Texas Tech is minus 6.5, totals 146 and a hook. Texas Tech, 11-4 overall. K-State, 7-8. More recently, the Wildcats lost 6 out of their last 7. They rank 317th in guarding the three ball. And unfortunately for them, they're facing a Texas Tech team who's making 40% of their attempts from three-land, 8th in shooting from the field. I like Texas Tech minus 6.5, over 146 and a hook. Next game, Oklahoma State, BYU, 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off. BYU's minus 13.5, totals 147. BYU's 10-5 overall. Oklahoma State, 9-6 straight up, but just 4-11 against the point spread. Of course, more recently, the Cowboys failed to cover in 6 out of their last 7. They're struggling on the defensive end of the court. Oklahoma State's 326th in defensive field goal percentage. And unfortunately for them, BYU's making nearly 11 three balls a game themselves. Richie Saunders and Trevin Cannell, they're shooting 42% from three-land collectively. I like BYU minus 13.5. Over 147. Next game, Ohio State, Wisconsin, 9 o'clock East. Wisconsin minus 7, totals 151. Now, both teams are 9-7 against the point spread, although Wisconsin failed to cover recently against the likes of Detroit, Marquette, and Michigan. And they're facing an OSU team who's been very tough to shoot the basketball against. 39% from the field, 29% from three-land. Evan Mahaffey leads the team in blocks. Devin Royals got the most steals. I like Ohio State plus 7, under 151. Next game, Arkansas, LSU, 9 o'clock East. Arkansas is minus 2.5 away from home, totals 148. Both teams are 11-5 overall, solid on the defensive end of the court. LSU's limiting their opponents to just 39% shooting from the field. They rank 32nd in blocks. Arkansas is 22nd in free throws allowed, 5th in blocks themselves. Now, total-wise, the Razorbacks saw unders in their last 3 straight, 6-3 to the under in their last 9. LSU saw unders recently against the likes of Ole Miss, Missouri, and Vanderbilt. When it comes to selecting a winner, this game is being featured as my extra daily pick. But as far as making a free play, give me the under 148. Next matchup, Miami Duke, 9 o'clock East. Duke's minus 23, totals 147.5. Duke's 14-2 overall, 10-6 against the point spread. Miami just 4-12 straight up, 3-13 against the number. And more recently, the Canes lost their last 5 straight, 2-8 against the point spread in their last 10. They're in the bottom 10 in guarding the 3 ball. And unfortunately for them, well, Duke is making double-digit 3-pointers a game themselves. Tyrese Proctor makes 41% of his 3 balls. Cooper Flagg has the most points. I like Duke minus 23 over 147.5. Next game, Clemson, Georgia Tech, 9 o'clock East. Clemson's minus 6, totals 143. Clemson saw unders in their last 3 straight. Georgia Tech went 60% to the under in their last 10. Give me the under 143. All right, next game. Iowa, USC, 10:30 p.m. East. One of these teams are minus 2. Actually, it's USC who's minus 2. Totals 162. USC shoots it well from the field. Iowa struggles on D. Desmond Claude leads the Trojans in points per game. Agbo shoots nearly 40% from 3-land. Now, total-wise, both teams are currently 63% to the over for the entire season. Give me USC minus 2 over 162. Next matchup, Baylor, Arizona, 11 o'clock East. Arizona's minus 5, totals 149. Arizona's 10-5 straight up. Baylor's 11-4. Having said that, though, the Bears did fail to cover in 6 out of their last 9. And they've struggled guarding the 3 ball. Arizona's a top 25 point producing team, top 15 in offensive boards. Toby Awaka's got 107 rebounds on the season, 59% shooting from the field. And Caleb Love averages over 15.5 points a game himself. I like the Wildcats minus 5 over 149. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. UCF taking on Arizona State. That'll be an 11 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Arizona State's minus 4.5, totals 147. ASU's 10-5 overall. UCF's 11-4. But when it comes to defensive play, the Knights have certainly had their issues over the past few weeks. They've allowed 86 points a game in their last 4 outings. When it comes to offensive production, they're having problems shooting the basketball. They're facing an ASU team who plays some pretty good defense themselves. Jaden Quaintance leads the team in blocks, rebounds, and steals. When it comes to the total, ASU saw their last 8 straight stay under the total. I like Arizona State minus 3.5, under 147. And with that, folks, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Give me Xavier minus 2.5 over 145 and a hook. Syracuse plus 8.5 over 152. Auburn minus 7 under 149. Ole Miss plus 12 under 164. Kentucky minus 5.5 under 160. I like the under 158 in that Illinois-Indiana game. Texas Tech minus 6.5 over 146 and a hook. BYU minus 13.5 over 147. Ohio State plus 7 under 151. Give me the under 148 in the Arkansas-LSU game. I like Duke minus 23 over 147.5. Give me the under 143 in that Clemson-Georgia Tech game. USC minus 2 over 162. Arizona minus 5 over 149. Give me Arizona State minus 4.5 under 147. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium page. And if you do end up getting a membership here today on my premium site, just a friendly reminder, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. Of course, as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships during that time frame, absolutely free. They're going to be included with your membership. That's why I always tell folks, that Gold Club package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. Gives you access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. But most importantly, folks, gotta thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, folks, happy Tuesday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium page.